faithful man in the bowels of philanthropy. You're not going to find a woman as beautiful as you are. It's just the nature of the beast. There's no stronger urge than to procreate the species sexually. Right. That's what Sheldon wants to do when he wants to clone himself, because he's afraid of sexual relationships, because they're too. He'll go buy a bunch of cats. He'll die and they'll eat them. So they'll always be together in the happy hunting ground, right? And so early, it's truth, man. Well, the apple tree at Daniel Webster's church and the worms, and you take the worms fishing, and the worms, that worm ain't grandma. You got it from out in the backyard where Granny's buried, right? When they used to bury people, they just buried them in the ground, y'all. They had different ways of preparing them, but I guess that old stupid shit the Egyptians used to do. That's because the Egyptians are insane. Don't say they're not. They were the first people to build big monuments to them being gods of the sky. Okay. And then they built big pyramids with electric thing on the top with the thing to try to attract clouds to bring the rain, so they could say, "See, we're Thor and Loki and Odin." Right? They're wackadoodles. They're as wacky as the fuckers of the Paris summits, if not wackier. I think they're genetic molecular scientists. I think that would be a fairly safe assumption. Well, because Mr. Hamlet's class, the Kenyans in the mountain, and then the Egyptians with the great, all the stuff that influenced all the quackadoodle symbiotes in Europe that are, Stifle Tower and good God, they're dumb as fuck. We're gonna have the biggest electricity. You can conduct electricity, or through solar energy and other things that are healthier and not, You guys do know the man fell in love with a pigeon or something like that, they said on The Big Bang Theory. So when he conducted electricity through himself, he did some brain damage there. Yeah. And everything that you guys are doing causes brain damage. What really helps me the most is having Suzuki and others throughout time that are in other points of time where they can have pockets where things can be healthier for them, that help talk me through it. Because I get Jesus all the time. I get like what? Televangelist preachers, they're trying their best. Bullshit, Earl. He has to cuss at me to get me to realize, no, they're fucking liars and they're murderers. Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Because I went to my grandma's funeral. They're assholes. Who? Everybody. Jesus, you're talking about my family. Okay. Jesus, your brother and your sister and your mother and your brethren want you. Shh, just do as they say or they'll kill you. Okay. We're not going to live the Lord's Prayer. We're just going to dig up mountains, put dead people's faces on it, and extort and exploit and abuse each other sexually, instead of stand up for the faith of Father Abraham and Solomon and David. Okay, no. Okay, hell to the fuck, to the no, to the way. Okay, put the mask on your face just to make the next day. Yeah, egomaniacs be trifling, so. You can look it on TV with all those women that you guys find sexually desirable, but I find them about as sexually desirable as prostate cancer, melanoma, and what else? And fatty liver because of my Moderna virus. My Moderna virus vaccine. There's no difference, really. No, they put a biological thing to adapt to and I didn't need it. I had COVID before everybody else in the United States. We had COVID here in 2019 in November. Okay, people were dying from the flu. Poor people, poor Mexicans, right? And poor people. I got sick. I was out for 3 days because I couldn't go to the hospital because I didn't have the money, and I had to go back in. I got sick on like a Tuesday, and I had to be in by Friday, because if you don't show up over the weekend without a doctor's note, they fire you. All right. So I had to go into work and work. Other people were missing 2-3 weeks. Okay. I had the most toxic job. I cleaned up the meat market with the chemicals and stuff. And then when Adrian left, I thought, well, he's tough. He can handle it a little bit. But when he left, I was like, hey, yeah, you need to go to Walmart. But, who else is going to end up doing it? I had to end up doing it again because they put other people into it. Well, my immune system, while I was there, then they fired me. Yeah, they fired me because they didn't want to kill me, because they wanted to continue to try to manipulate me with science projects, because I'm the most influential man on the planet. Guys, my life story is in the book of Revelation. I'm the guy they call Lord that looks like Jesus and John in the Bible. Okay? And I'm humble, and power and glory is God. Okay? So I'm the most influential, important person on the planet right now. Sylvester Stallone and the guys from Kiss and George Strait are full of shit, man. They got oceanfront property in Yuma. Okay, we're gonna jump up and down and bounce our beach butts off the map. Remember that? Yeah, that's so stupid. Look at all these zonas, all these scum Diegos. They got in a DJ fight thing because when rumors came out, the DJs in San Diego said, "Look at all these zonas," which is true. Everybody in Phoenix goes to San Diego for the weekend because it's cheaper than LA, and it's like La Jolla and SeaWorld at the time. And so go to, look at, and they go to California to get bad. All these zonas. Well, yeah, we make money and then we drive to California for the weekend. Nothing like causing global warming. And it's, hey, you're the ones with all the money. We're the ones with half the brains. Carbon emission poisoning. You guys got oceanfront property to clear out your head for 10 seconds or so. Ooh. Is that a solid gold dancer? Think she'll go out with me? They're so stupid. Yeah, they are. Yeah. The more typically the more sexually desirable you are, the more of a sexual predator you are, and the more you use sex to get what you want. Okay? Your sexuality. And so you're more instinctual and you're not as intelligent as people that don't have that same, And people that aren't as physically desirable, they tend to think they're a lot more cunning, which technically they are, because you have to be to survive in a sexually charismatic, violent sex cult dynamic. And then there are some, he's cute and he can kick all your asses. And he has a better immune system because people love him, because he loves people, because he's the Prince of Peace. Okay. And he's not the type of people, not a hunter, no. That's who's the best hunter. They use deception to hunt. Most successful hunters use deception to hunt. Clever girl, right? And I'm a gracious good shepherd. Okay, well, I'm not gonna go hunt the T-Rex. Oh, they went extinct with an asteroidal impact. Yeah. Okay. And then the animals after that. Well, I'm not a T-Rex. I was not a creature before I could stand. Before I forget, I'm not Slipknot. No. They're mentally and emotionally raped by science fiction and their ego. And me? Ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna let my ego rape me. Me, Cruz. Okay. Cruz, you're normal. Go, Cruz. Is like, I ain't trying to be Cruz. For all I know, Cruz sells drugs and sleeps with other people's girls and then going to get my ass shot pretending to be somebody, the girl that I think is hot. And how do I know she's single? It's like, people lie. They do, Well, when you get with women that, everybody's like, okay, you can get, okay, I know, I could get more physically attractive. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have those problems with Steffi and Amy. Okay, I didn't have the problems with the black guys all grabbing their dicks in front of me and saying, I can fuck you better than him. And no, they didn't care. Okay. They didn't find Stephanie and Amy as sexually desirable as Miriam or Law. Okay. Law looked like Dorothy Dandridge and Miriam looked like Miriam Cologne. So when we out together, the guys were all, wah, 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 wah. My fuck, not your fuck. I kill for that fuck. You gonna die trying to. Motherfucker. No, my thing was if she wants to fuck you, she can have you. I want a woman as faithful as me, but in philanthropy, I'm not gonna find that. That's why I told everybody, I'll make my own angels. Okay, how's that going? I don't know. You motherfuckers are the ones doing the brain scans with the AWACS and the satellites. You tell me. How well am I doing at making angels? It seems like every time I make them, you fuck them all night and they get back up and say, he's wrong. Like with poor, what was her name again? Miranda? at Blake's, have them one day say, hey, they come in the next day. No, my pastor emailed me that the unicorn kingdom is real and My Little Pony heaven is, yeah, and there was 18 of them and only one of you, Ralph. So you're wrong. Okay, how many people crucified Jesus and mocked him? There was one Jesus. There were 50,000 Philistines and heathens and hypocrites, right? So, and then they turn him into a god because he's the only guy that's not a heathen or a hypocrite. It's like, thanks. I really fucking appreciate that. You assholes turning me into God there. It makes it more difficult to correct the technology, yes. But it's getting to the point where it's like Jesus told me, he goes, these assholes don't want to live the Lord's Prayer, or they don't think they need to. So you don't worry about them. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. If they're fortunate to have genetic molecular structures in the future to sexually reproduce on a planet where we're living in Psalms and Proverbs, that's their choice. Damn, he's right. Wonder if James Cameron and Kirk Cameron are watching this one. Probably not. They're probably too smart to study and too cute to care. Yeah, I get it, but you don't have to study. Well, they think, because they're always studying. Just live the Lord's Prayer, you rotten little bastards. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Share, care, given a coin's need, built to last, obey natural laws, or I'm going to have to get the technology to kill you. Why? Well, because that's my slingshot, bitch. Elon Musk robots. And his ego? It'll do, pig. He's like Cornwallis. What can I say? I'm sewing a flag. Nah, I just know. There's not a flag on the planet that brings out emotions in me to sit there and go, my country. No. My country sucks, you see. It kills over money and denies the Lord's Prayer. So fuck you assholes. You don't have to. You all fuck yourselves in the assholes. Don't worry. The pharmacist will make sure you have the drugs you need. Cling, cling. I'll have to see some ID. Fuck you, Zoe. Just give me the goddamn drugs and I'm going to fuck you in the ass. Okay. Wow, love at Walgreens. Yeah, love at Walgreens. That's where I got my Moderna shot and went while I was waiting and read the magazines about the royal family of England, listening to Mark Antony over the loudspeaker. Boy, the military sure knows how to head fuck. Yeah. It's about the only thing that they think they're good at. They're addicted to it. They're insidious. They're not good at it. Nobody's good at head fucking. Just note to self. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Share, care, given accordance need, build to last, obey natural laws, and love each other through holy, faithful covenants. Yeah. See, no one's good at head fucking. Head fucking sucks. It's disgusting. It makes children have horrible lives, and then they go to the bridge to Terravifia and doesn't exist, and then they end up in Avatar country, and they're nut jobs, and the only thing that clean it up is fire. I bid you to burn. It's like, shut the fuck up, Sandler. Just because you're from the same tribe as Jesus doesn't mean that you get Ruth. You don't get Ruth. Him and Shatner and Nimoy, they don't understand a damn thing I'm saying. They might as well be Caiaphas, Herod, and Rabbi Whoopi. And Benjamin Netanyahu. Don't forget, who could forget Benjamin fucking Netanyahu? Give him a cool yoo-hoo and tell him to go home. He doesn't have a home. He's afraid of his own shadow. He's killed so many people. He's probably inwardly praying, I hope everybody accepts Parsons so my family's not exterminated off the face of the planet by the people that I'm trying to exterminate off the face of the planet. Wow, enlightenment! There you go. Benjamin Netanyahu just enlightened on this video feed. And he did it for himself. Wow, thanks. Did you get that? You understand that? Do you see it's a song by the Aswad. That means black in Arabic, right? If you persist in running around, you'll be left with bittersweet memories, right? But you should know, girl, what you reap is what you sow, right? It's really hard for a faithful man to find a faithful woman to love in the bowels of philanthropy. If you don't believe me. Oh, seriously? You motherfucker, I've been on this YouTube channel for more than 15 fucking years here. It's going on 2026 here in about 3 weeks, okay? And I started posting on YouTube in June of 2009, hoping Obama would show up and be my pal, but he's an asshole. Don't trust Obama. He's an asshole. He's a motherfucking Nelly. Don't trust your life to no fucking horn dog fucking Illinois lawyer. I don't think Lincoln was a horn dog Illinois lawyer. He was really, Where was Stephen Douglas and him, I guess, allegedly were rivals over Mary Todd Lincoln, right? And apparently Lincoln lost. Just kidding. It's funny. She always had psychics over and stuff like that. She was an emotional ball of goo. But you got to understand, he won the presidency and everybody was trying to kill her husband. And the stress caused disease in their children because they were worried about their dad getting murdered by people that all wanted to kill him because of the focus on everybody wanting to kill her husband. So it got real Charlie Chan after midnight with Grace Chan and Mantan Moreland, and I'm gonna run into town, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't know what I'm talking about? You don't watch the Charlie Chan movies? Damn, you're old. Yeah, well, that was back in the day, and you're like, oh God, I'm glad we do worse shit now because they're fucking more insidious now than they were then. Yeah, brain chemical addicts, they suck. Yeah, they do. There's no good head fucker in the world. Okay. There's a gracious good shepherd, and he's making this video, and you're watching his ghost. It's my ghost. Well, technically, if I die while posting this, Roast last video post, man, he said, all we are is dust in the wind, bro. Okay. I love you guys, man. Shut up.